There's going to be no fancy introductions to this video because I wanted today's video to be a little bit of reflection, a little bit of self-ponderance. I'm trying, even now I'm making a joke, and my life is one big joke, apart from these little fur babies. And my husband, of course. The last few days, I have not been feeling myself. I've been feeling pretty low. But I wanted to make some content, and I thought this would be the perfect time to talk about something that obviously fragrance is close to my heart. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Gabby. I'm the fragrantician, and I talk about perfumes. That's what I do. That's what I love. It's been a passion of mine. It's something that has always been with me since a child, and there is a hair just on top of the camera there that I need to get rid of that just floated up. I always notice these little things. I'm one of these people that I notice my environment around me. I don't know if that makes me hyper, if it makes me OCD. My cats are everything to me, and so is perfume. And I wanted to share what perfume really means to me, what it truly means to me, and how it paints a picture. Because some people will be sat there now thinking, perfume, it's just a bottle of perfume. I have designer perfumes, but I don't do really designer clothes, designer makeup, designer accessories. I have maybe one or two designer accessories in my wardrobe. Apart from that, I don't have anything else. I don't buy designer stuff. So my bottle of perfume to me is probably your designer shoes to you, your designer whatever, your necessity. Is it a necessity that you have in life? It's not a necessity, but I make sure I don't go into debt. I make sure that I don't owe anything to anybody. I make sure that the bills are paid. I have a roof over my head. I have food, most importantly, to feed my fur babies. They come before me. But food is obviously important for me as well, but my cats are taken care of. Everything else is taken care of first. The perfume comes second. So I'm not justifying that to anybody. I'm not going to. So what you see behind me has been bought with my own money. If it's been gifted, I will say it's been gifted. And some of these have been gifted. So let's just delve into the world that is perfume. So let's start with the OG that really started my fragrance journey. There was another fragrance before this that I used to wear, but it was in another lifetime. And that person who I was then is not the person who I am now. So that perfume is very, very irrelevant to me. So let's talk about this one though. This one, well, it got me through bad days. It got me through good days. If you know this bottle of perfume, you know what I am talking about. It is Angel by Thierry Mugler. It is that patchouli candy floss, as we call it in the UK, or cotton candy, as they call it in the US. It's caramel. No florals in here whatsoever. The sirens are going again. Obviously, there's a lot of activity outside, but anyway. So yes, this is a patchouli gourmand paradise for some, and it is a patchouli gourmand nightmare for others. But for me, this makes me happy. It makes me feel at home. It makes me feel at peace. It makes me feel at one with myself. Even though it is a bombastic, loud fragrance, this is an OG. This is an original formula from the 90s, from the juice, as you probably can tell. This has a presence about it. And it's what really marked my perfume journey when I transitioned from male to female. And, well, I was never male anyway, but when I hear whatever triggered it, whatever the soul was within me that said, hey, Gabby, you've got to live your life. You can't carry on being something that you're not, trying to please others, trying to condition yourself to others. This came out, and this sparked something within me. It sparked a journey. It sparked something in me that hopefully has paved a way for the next generation of transgendered people, of of children, teenagers, adults, whatever age. I hope in some way that I've inspired somebody out there. And a perfume, a fragrance, when I wore this, it was days of on my back, it was days of dancing, it was days of carefree, sometimes somber days, sometimes days that I thought, am I still going to be alive tomorrow? Am I still going to have, where's that next meal coming from? Where's the next place I'm going to move to? Where is the next home for me in the 90s when I was in my 20s? And it got me through surgery. It got me through everything. And yeah, it's just a bottle of perfume to some. But to me, it's something that is tangible, that I have a memory with, and that I'm thankful to be here now. So Angel by Thierry Mugler. The next one I'm going to talk about is a note in perfume that I love, and it's tuberose. So I've picked tuberose by a very, what's the word I'm looking for? A very, I suppose, niche brand, but you can still, they're readily available, and they're called Monotheme or Monotheme, and it is just purely called tuberose. This now, tuberose as a floral can be buttery, it can be sweet, it can be green, it can be dense, it can be thick, it can be even light in perfumes, in perfumery. This is centered around the note of tuberose. I could have chosen many tuberose-based scents, but I wanted to look at the note of tuberose, the facets of tuberose, how it is portrayed in perfumery. Now, this is one-dimensional. It is all about that tuberose floral, that white, waxy, green, sweet stem of a flower. It is my favourite floral of all time, out of everything. Now, in Angel, there are no florals. There's no tuberose in that. And it wasn't really until my kind of nose kind of got used to floral scents that I really, really loved it. there is, I don't think I have any other scents here that have that note of tuberose in, so that's why I wanted to choose it. Not very long lasting, this perfume, however. Tuberose to some can be too much. It is a heavy, dense, thick white floral. I mean, Carnal Flower is another one that is thick with tuberose. Tuberose Criminelle by Serge Lutens is a very dark, vampy, really rich, heavy tuberose, almost fuel-like in a scent, gasoline-like at first smell. And then you've got the bubblegum tuberoses. Now, L'Interdit by Givenchy has a bit of that, but not too much. Velvet Vanilla by Mancera is that typical bubblegum tuberose, that typical sweet vanilla tuberose, the bubblegum. This is green, but it is not too green. And let's face it, when somebody asked Bette Davis, what are you wearing? Her response was just tuberose, and she was wearing, hello, Claude. Hello, my boy, do you want to come on up? She was wearing, I think, an Estee Lauder private collection tuberose. So tuberose to me, I'll never tire of it. I'll never stray from it. It is used a lot more now in perfumery, but I think with other notes, it can be disguised. On its own, it is quite strong, and it has a slight bitterness to it. But that's what some florals are. That's what florals can be like. You know, it's not all about this sweet, sugary floral like Flower Bomb, which, let's face it, isn't really a flower bomb at all. Now this is a flower bomb. Tuberose by Monotheme. Now, I'm going to talk about a powdery facet in scent perfumery. I love powdery scents with a little bit of sweetness, and to me, the perfect one is Angel's Dust by Francesca Bianchi. As you can see, I've made a hefty dent in this. Yes, I know, Claude. Hey, Claude. Yeah. This is light and feathery, but dark and gothic at the same time. This has, I don't need to spray this because this is perfume extract. Super strong. Francesca Bianchi fragrances are all super strong. And I must do a video on ranking all my Francesca Bianchi perfumes. I don't even want to rank them because they're all in a realm of their own. This is Iris, this purple floral, but how it's taken, combined with a bit of rose and this, it's like a buttery orris. It's that almost suede-like feel, but it has a slight Parma violety feel, ever so slightly Parma violety, just on the verge of it. Nothing like Mesia though, nothing like Insolence, nothing like even like, although it reminds me a little bit of Ivresse by Yves Saint Laurent, but this is, I call it my gothic ballerina. This is the black swan of Sleeping Beauty, who tries to be the white swan, but she always is there in the black. She's the black swan. It has a little bit of black pepper in there as well, which gives it a bit of spiciness. Not too much though, it's not overwhelming. Some people either love Francesca Bianchi fragrances and some people really don't like Francesca Bianchi fragrances. They're not a brand that you step into blindly. They are, I know, Claude. I know, my boy. They're not, are they? Are they? Yeah, they're not a brand that you step into blindly. They are Francesca Bianchi as a person. I would love to do an interview or a talk with her because she has many facets, and she has a lot of personality, and she puts her personality and her DNA into her perfumes. And Angel's Dust is one of them. So to me, this is my perfect powdery scent. This is actually the scent that I wore to a job interview, which I got. And all down the corridor, people said to me, "You smell divine, you smell lovely." And actually, my friend Abby said to me, "Oh, Gabby, should I could just smell you from the next room?" But not in a bad way. This projects, this lasts, like they all do. This has, it feels like it's boudoir feeling, but it's soft sensuality, and it's completely wearable, in my opinion. Some would say it isn't. That's fine. But to me, it just means ethereal beauty with a black gothic kick to it, and I love it. Angel's Dust by Francesca Bianchi. Which leads me on to the best gourmand, in my opinion. Although Angel is classified as a gourmand, as a vanilla gourmand, but to me, this is the epitome of a vanilla almond gourmand. Hypnotic Poison by Dior. You're very talkative today, aren't you, Claude? Claude is my Siamese cat, who is my co-host and makes an appearance sometimes in a while. This is an OG vintage 1998 formula. Well, actually, this is the first formula. This batch code, I believe, is from the year 2000, but it's the first formula. This is late 90s, part of the early 20th century. This is a masterpiece. It's vanilla and almond, and to me, it evokes so many memories of going out. It was my signature scent for a while, and I've recently gone back to it. To me, again, some people either love it or hate it. I absolutely love it. There are no florals to my nose, and to some people, they do detect a floral aspect to it, but to me, there isn't. I don't detect any of that jasmine and lily of the valley. I detect a slight marzipan feel with almond and vanilla, and that's it really. And it's a roasted almond. I keep taking the top on and off. It's such a tactile bottle, this original formula. So much so I have a backup bottle behind me. Yes, that's how much I love it. If you can get your hands on the OG, then please do. Otherwise, the most original formula works, in my opinion, just as well. But yes, Hypnotic Poison. This is one that, to me, is the best gourmand, and I'm not one for gourmand scents. By gourmand, I mean they are ingredients that you can eat, like vanilla, like almond, like caramel, like sweet, that kind of thing. But this is grown up, mature sweet. This has layers upon layers of depth to it. Hypnotic Poison by Dior. You're right there. I wanted to choose fragrances that really meant something to me, that truly meant something to me. And the next one, no shadow of a doubt, is Eden by Casserole, which some either love or hate. This is mimosa and everything under the sun. This is a green vegetal forest that's dense and dark and nefarious and completely out of this world. It's a perfume that's out of this world. I'm actually going to spray this a little bit on my hand. It's a nuclear perfume. This is an OG. This is a first formula. This is instantly recognizable if you know it. But do you know what? This one, I feel the new formula is actually okay. It's not too bad. However, I still think this one, it has more layers to it. It's not as plasticky feeling as the new one. This is a 90s fragrance. This is what, you know, casserole, so unheard of to some. They were a big designer brand. You know, they had that ready to wear, go kind of like feel to it. Anais was the very first one. This one came out in the mid-90s, around 94, I do believe. I didn't start wearing this though till the late 90s. And it's challenging to some. And that's why I love it, because I like it, because it's a challenging perfume. This feeling of something wicked in the forest is what this gives me. It's a feeling of Hansel and Gretel walking through the forest, coming across the cottage and the wicked witch inside. This is what this evokes to me. It's a fairy tale of a fragrance. It's a dark fairy tale of a fragrance, and that's why I love it. I mean, the bottle is weird, but it knocks spots off of other perfumes today. It rains on them all, in my opinion. And but to me, this has an addictive quality about it. This has a feeling of real depth to it and real maleficent. Is that the word? Maleficence about it. I wore this as a bridesmaid once, when I was a chief bridesmaid, and my friend didn't like the fragrance, but I was so naughty. I loved it. I had to wear it. Made me feel like the badass bitch, and it still makes me feel like the badass bitch that I am today. Yeah, Eden by Casserole. Now this next one will not come as a surprise, because it is Salomé by Papillon Perfumery. An animalic jasmine masterpiece that was love at first scent, that created that, it took me, it changed my perception of animalic fragrances, because because at that point, before I bought this, up to that point, I never thought that I would like an animalic fragrance. To some, again, it's a challenging perfume. But to me, it's an easily wearable perfume. And this is what perfume is. You smell it, your nose, it registers with your brain something. This feels like, when I first sniffed this, it felt like I had gone back in time to another life, and it was an aha moment. It is all the animalic notes that you can think of, combined with a little bit of rose and jasmine. When Liz Moores created this, people thought she was absolutely mad. Well, some of her family members actually said to her, have you gone a bit too far? But she obviously thought she hadn't. She was inspired by the 1920s Art Deco. This gives a feeling of a flapper girl. This gives a feeling of complete debauchery. So it's in the list. Salome by Papillon. It is what I call my Joan Fontaine from the film The Stud, perfume, in my world of perfumery. And lastly, this next one may well come as a complete surprise to you. I never thought I would smell a Chanel fragrance and feel, wow. Would you believe it? A Gabrielle Chanel by Chanel, the Essence version. Not the original Gabrielle, but the flanker to it, the Essence. So much so that I wanted to sample this, but I thought I don't really want one sample. I really want 2 samples. So I found a private seller who was selling this. And I haven't used this one. I've already used the first sample up because it's only, what, 1 mil, is it they do these days? Or is it 1.5 mil? 1.5 mil. Let me just get myself comfortable because I never thought a Chanel perfume would do that. The Essence. I hadn't tried, no, tell a lie, I had tried the original one in a department store. A couple of years ago, I thought it was pretty generic. Fine, nice, simple, floral. This one, though, when I first smelt it, yes, it was love at first sniff, and I thought, right, let's give it a few hours. Let's give it a whole day's test. And let's wear it again the next day. So I used the 1.5 mil sample up in 2 days. I have to say, the accord of florals that are in here, the gardenia, the tuberose, and the jasmine, combined with this berry note and sandalwood and musk, it's so pretty and so lovely. The longevity, 4 to 5 hours. The projection, arm's length in the first hour, strong it is. And then after about the 2-hour mark, it does sit closer to the skin. However, just reapply it. I resprayed it. So the longevity is moderate and the projection and sillage is moderate, which is okay. People could still smell it on me. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. So much so that it will be on my wish list. Next month, I will purchase this together with another Francesca Bianchi fragrance. My husband's jaw is going to probably drop when he hears that. However, yes, Gabrielle Chanel Essence. When I tried the original one, I just tried it in a department store and sprayed it. I did spray with Gay Abandon when I did it. I thought, no, I'm not going to do the 2 sprays. I did about 7 or 8 sprays of it. It was gone within the 2-hour mark and I could not smell it at all. Whereas this, it lasted longer. So it did last, 4 to 5 hours. And as I say, the projection was fairly good for the first hour. It was strong, and it really projected. It was strong. But then after about 2 hours, it did sit closer to the skin, but I could still smell it on me. It was beautiful. This is signature scent worthy. And well, my name is Gabrielle, but that's besides the point. It is, yeah, the essence. I heard another one of my subscribers talk about this. Well, a few. Another one of my subscribers was Salome Green Eyes, fantastic name. She spoke about this, and she said this was, I think it was either one of her go-tos or one her partner or husband loved on her. Richard loved it on me. When I sprayed this, I didn't say anything. I sat down literally about 3 feet away from him just to see what his reaction would be. And he said, oh, he said, his exact words were, oh, you're stinking nice. He said to me like that. That's a compliment when he says things like that. And it really did. He really loved it on me, which was, I know that is a bonus. But this, the Floral Accord, it's sweet. You can smell the tuberose. It's got the tuberose note in there, but you can also smell the jasmine. It has this brightness to it as well, which I loved. And when I looked, I thought, is it ylang ylang? And I looked and it had ylang ylang in it. So combined with the sandalwood to give the creaminess, some musk, this berry note as well. The berries in it gives it a bit of density as well, I think, whereas the original one didn't. So Gabrielle, Chanel Essence, the perfect Chanel perfume, apart from Coco Mademoiselle and Allure Sensuelle. I can't believe it. I'm actually talking about a Chanel that I do love, and that really, really means something to me. Truly means something to me. Gabrielle, Chanel, the Essence. They truly mean a lot to me. I think I'm going to do a part 2 to this in the next week or so. What do you think they will be, the next perfume video of perfumes that truly, truly mean something to me? What are the ones that truly mean something to you? I'm actually going to make this, I think, a tag video as well. So do it. Whoever you are, wherever you are, please do it. The only thing I ask is just say, Gabby did this video. I'd like that, because it'd be like, oh yes, you know. But yes. So till the next time, I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for everything, because it's this and you and these down here and him next door, and also my work colleagues, that keeps me sane. Till the next one, see you in the next video. Bye for now.